Amara left her old job to start Luvara with her friend Noah, a dream built on calm and purpose. Then Eli came, the investor who saw her fire and stole her focus. But behind his promise of growth waited something darker. Now, love, loyalty, and ambition are about to collide.
Amara walked out of the building with nothing but a folder in her hand. The job was gone, the title meant nothing, and the air finally felt real. 5 years of effort had ended in one short meeting. No promotion. Just polite words and a quiet dismissal. She realized success inside someone else's dream would never be hers. It was time to stop waiting for permission. Freedom began with that single step into the cold. No plan. No backup. Only belief. On the subway, she thought about what work should feel like. Calm, not chaos. Purpose, not pressure. She wrote a word on the corner of her notebook. Luvara. As calm as the tide. She wanted a business that could move like that. Quiet. Patient. Powerful. In business, speed gets attention. But patience builds empires. Every decision has a cost. She had just paid hers. The train rolled forward. Her old life faded behind her. Amara closed her eyes and whispered the name again. Luvara. That was the beginning. Amara worked from a small kitchen table that smelled like coffee and ideas that refused to die. Every beginning feels small. Only later do people call it bold. Noah joined her that morning. The same friend who had stayed after every late-night rant about leaving the old job. Loyal, patient, cautious, everything Amara wasn't. He opened his laptop and smiled the way you do before saying something hard. "Are you sure about this?" Amara slid a paper toward him. Names of investors. Hope disguised as a spreadsheet. Their first pitch came 3 days later. Long boardroom, cold faces, perfect suits. They talked about calm growth and patient strategy. No one cared. When it ended, Noah sighed. Amara stared at the glass wall and saw her reflection instead of approval. Every rejection carries a message. Sometimes it says, "Not yet." Sometimes it says, "Wrong room." They walked home without talking. Failure was heavy, but silence was heavier. That night, Amara scrolled through business events online. One headline caught her eye. Strategic Choices Forum, downtown. She bought 2 tickets. Noah rolled his eyes, but he came anyway. The room was full of people who loved the sound of their own certainty. Then one voice cut through it. Sharp, measured, alive. Eli. A strategist known for turning struggling companies into gold. He spoke like logic wrapped in confidence. Amara felt every word challenged the way she thought. When the session opened for questions, she stood. 2 minds met halfway across the room. His precision, her conviction. Neither willing to bend. The audience leaned in. The debate turned electric. By the time it ended, Eli was smiling. After the forum, he caught up with her near the exit. "Luvara," he said. "Interesting name. I'll remember it." Amara nodded. "So will I." Business lesson. The right disagreement is worth more than polite applause. Tension is where real ideas grow. Outside, the city air smelled of rain and new chances. Amara walked ahead, notebook in hand. Eli watched, curious. The storm had not started yet, but the clouds were already moving. Amara unlocked the small shared office above a cafe. The hum of the espresso machine downstairs sounded like progress she couldn't yet afford. Luvara was running out of time. The product worked, but belief was harder to sell than code. Noah sat near the whiteboard, scribbling numbers that didn't add up. Rent, bills, deadlines. The math told the same story every day. Patience didn't pay the landlord. Then came the knock. Eli stood at the door, calm, confident, carrying nothing but questions. He had heard about Luvara's decision tool from someone at the forum. A model that predicted smarter business choices by measuring risk in real time. Eli called it rare. Noah called it unproven. Eli spent an hour asking for data, results, everything they had. He listened without interrupting once. When he finally spoke, his words landed heavy. "I'll invest. But I want 30% and a seat on the board." Noah froze. 30% meant control. A voice in every decision. Amara stared at the charts on the wall. Every number reminded her how close Luvara was to collapse. Noah's voice cracked. "That's not partnership. That's takeover." Eli didn't flinch. "Partnerships built on comfort don't survive. I'm offering growth, not safety." Amara looked from one to the other, heart split between logic and loyalty. Business lesson. Every deal has a visible cost and a hidden one. The visible cost is money. The hidden one is control. Silence filled the room. Then Amara nodded slowly. "Fine," she said. "Let's build it together." Noah turned away, shaking his head. Eli smiled, the kind of smile that meant he had just won a quiet war. That night, Amara stayed alone in the office. The ink on the agreement was still wet. She told herself it was just business. But deep down, she knew. Every beginning asks for a sacrifice. Luvara began to feel alive again. The work moved faster, the vision clearer. Amara spent every night building with Eli. What started as meetings turned into marathons. Whiteboards filled with notes. Coffee cups lined the window. They spoke in numbers at first, then in instincts, then in silence that said more than strategy ever could. Noah left earlier each evening, his chair empty before the lights dimmed. He could feel the shift but said nothing. Business grows the same way trust does. Slow, private, and rarely noticed until it's too late. Eli stayed later every night. Sometimes they argued. Sometimes they didn't need words at all. One Friday, the city outside was quiet. Everyone else had gone home. Only Amara and Eli remained. The proposal was nearly done. Sleek, confident, powerful. The kind of plan that could change everything. Eli ordered dinner to the office. 2 plates. One small moment. They ate between drafts, talking about the future like it already belonged to them. The air between them grew heavier, not with tension, with something neither had expected to find here. Business lesson. Partnerships built on purpose can blur into something else. That blur is where great stories and great mistakes begin. When Eli left that night, Amara stood by the window watching the streetlights fade. The office was quiet again, but her thoughts were loud. Luvara finally had direction. Amara finally had a reason to stay. The spark had caught. The call came on a Monday morning. Amara almost didn't answer. When she did, everything changed. Luvara had landed its first major client. A national retail chain, the kind of deal that made small companies visible overnight. The office filled with noise and disbelief. Noah laughed for the first time in weeks. Eli only smiled and said, "Now we start playing for real." Success arrived like a storm. Fast, bright, and louder than expected. Emails poured in. Interviews. Congratulations from people who never believed before. Amara stood at the center of it. Proud but uneasy. Every new client meant more responsibility, and less of the calm she built Luvara to protect. Eli began coaching her on scaling. Bigger markets. Faster decisions. Where to play, he called it. He spoke in maps and margins, in risk and reach. Amara listened, learning every word. But growth has a gravity of its own. The faster you rise, the harder it pulls. Noah pulled her aside one evening. "You're giving him too much control," he said. "This isn't the Luvara we started." Amara looked at the charts on her screen. The numbers finally strong. The dream finally real. Control felt like a luxury she couldn't afford. Business lesson. Success doesn't test your hunger. It tests your balance. The question isn't how fast you can grow. It's how much calm you can keep. That night, the team celebrated late. Eli raised a glass. Amara smiled, but her eyes drifted toward the window. Outside, lightning flashed over the skyline. The storm had followed her here. The first alert came just after midnight. Amara thought it was another system update. Then a second one appeared. And a third. Luvara's servers were bleeding information. Files copied. Client data exposed. The kind of breach that kills trust overnight. Amara's heart sank as the screen filled with warning logs. Noah arrived within minutes, still half asleep, typing faster than he could think. They shut down access, traced the logs, searched for the hole. It wasn't random. Someone knew exactly where to look. The next morning, the calls started. Clients demanding answers. Investors asking if Luvara was finished. Eli arrived calm, too calm. He promised to handle the crisis. But his eyes didn't match his words. The internal report pointed to Noah's old contacts from his previous job. A small consulting group now linked to the rival firm that published the leak first. Noah swore he had nothing to do with it. But the rival firm's structure looked too clean, too fast. Too much like Eli's other portfolio companies. Amara read through every name. Every signature. Every contract tied to Eli's side ventures. Patterns emerged that she couldn't ignore. Business lesson. The higher you climb, the harder it is to tell partnership from possession. The office fell silent that night. Trust, once broken, doesn't echo. It just disappears. Amara stared at the Luvara logo on her screen. Its glow fading under the red breach detected sign. She had built a company about calm. And now, calm was the one thing she couldn't find. The year ended faster than Amara expected. Luvara survived the breach, but the silence after it never left. To lift the mood, the team planned a small Christmas gathering. Nothing grand, just lights, music, and the promise of rest. Amara arrived early to decorate the office. Strings of gold across the whiteboard. A small tree by the window. Calm, for the first time in months. Noah showed up with boxed gifts and a quiet smile. Eli came later, suit jacket over his shoulder, confidence wrapped in charm. The team toasted to second chances. Laughter returned in fragments, enough to feel human again. When the night slowed, Eli reached into his pocket and handed Amara a small box. Inside, a silver pen, engraved with 5 words. For the calm before the storm. Amara laughed, uncertain why it felt like more than a joke. Eli smiled, watching her reaction too closely. Noah's eyes caught the moment from across the room. He looked away, his expression unreadable. Business lesson. Every gift carries a message. Some are wrapped in warning. As the music faded, Amara packed the last of the decorations. The pen rested beside her notebook, the name Luvara gleaming faintly in the lights. She didn't know it yet. But the storm was already here. The party was over. Only Amara remained. Music gone. Lights low. Just the soft hum of the office and the sound of snow against glass. She opened her laptop to clear a few last emails. One unread message waited at the top. No sender. No subject. Amara clicked. 5 words filled the screen. You're sleeping with your saboteur. Her chest tightened. The cursor blinked like a heartbeat she couldn't slow. Below the words, an attachment. She hesitated, then opened it. Screenshots. Chats. Transactions. Eli's name everywhere. Private conversations with the same competitor who leaked Luvara's data. Each scroll cut deeper. Dates matched. Details lined up. It was all there. Or made to look that way. Amara's hands trembled on the keyboard. For a moment, the only sound was her breathing and the wind outside. The pen Eli gave her lay beside the laptop. For the calm before the storm. The engraving caught the screen's cold light. Business lesson. Truth in business isn't what's real. It's what people believe first. Her phone buzzed. One new message. Eli. Don't believe everything you see. Meet me tomorrow. Alone. The snow outside turned heavier, covering the city in silence. Amara stared at the glowing screen, frozen between two possible lies. What will Amara do next? Was Eli behind the leak? Or was someone framing them both? Will Noah protect Luvara, or destroy it to save her? The storm has only started, and every truth waiting in part 2 will cost someone everything. If you're feeling that chill, subscribe, like, and share this story. Because the calm is over, and what comes next will change everything.